Oh, forefathers, one and all, bear witness. Anyway, hi, welcome to my video. I'm gonna be talking about a movie I watched the other day. This movie, as probably can be checked by the title, I'd imagine, was Transformers 1. Kind of fucking goated, not gonna lie. Actually, genuinely, really cool movie. I was alerted to its existence by somebody uploaded a fucking clip as like a short that was I think it was Sentinel Prime. And then it was every single fucking like transformer in like a 50-mile radius being like, miners, there's miners in the race. And I wanted to understand why the fuck, like what the context of that was. And so I watched the movie. That scene is fucked. But it's not. Watch the movie. It's a really good movie. I just want to sort of yap about it for a little bit, if you'll permit. Genuinely, holy shit. I went in expecting like maybe not even something that good. It was yeah, dude. I fucking love big robots. I love big robots so much, dude. Holy shit. It's such a really good movie. It genuinely is just a really good movie. It's it's not the worst movie I've ever watched. It's not a bad movie. It's not subpar. But I also wouldn't say necessarily like that it's the greatest movie I've ever watched. They play it safe here and there. I say quote unquote they play it safe. Honestly, they do some fucking wild shit, and I think this movie would be like probably rated like R or something if they were not robots that did not bleed. There is some fucking awesome shit that it is. Oh my god, it's such a good movie. It's such a good movie, and it's really fucking short too, right? So like, genuinely, I'm probably not gonna stop yapping about like, oh god, go watch the movie, for a little bit, because honestly, go watch the movie. It is well worth your time. It does not take that much time, and it fucking rocks. Oh my god, the fucking animation, the CG is so fucking good. It is genuinely like, I would argue this is like some of the best. Not even argue. No, this is some of the best CG I have ever seen. It's fucking phenomenal. They do such a. There's so much fucking detail, and I like Transformers here and there, but there's also like a lot of like background references and shit that I'm sure I would get. Like I think one of the fucking. I know they say Jazz or whatever the fuck, and I know he's the guy who gets ripped in half in fucking 2007. But then there's I think there's like RC or something, and I think it's RC because I think there's the Transformers Prime design, which is like, I'll put like a picture up or whatever. That's like fucking totally different. And then there's like the Babers one that has like a motorcycle for like, it's like a unicycle. And then there's like the classic design, quote unquote classic design, I think was one of the characters. But there's like a lot of like references to other Transformers and shit. And listen, if I were like a super heavy like, oh my god, Transformers is my favorite thing ever, I'm sure I'd be creaming my jorts constantly. I just thought it was fucking awesome though. The tank control and like fucking, and her leg just like fucking peak, absolute fucking peak. And then there's, oh my god, and like a little bit before that I think as well is like Starscream doing like a fucking axe kick or something. Oh god, I love that shit. It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. And oh my god, the music and the voice acting. Oh my god, the music and the voice. There's this one song I've been listening to just over and over again. Since I watched the movie, is called like The Fall or something. Even just like the first 2 minutes and 40 seconds, I think, just on loop. I love that shit. And the voice acting, holy shit. So, oh god, I think years ago now, I watched the first season of Arcane. I know they're making like a second season now, but I watched the first season, and while I quite enjoyed Arcane, there was a moment that I can like remember even now. Is like there's a moment where like Jace is like standing at. By the way, if you haven't watched Arcane, I don't know, go watch it. It's pretty cool. There's a moment where Jace is standing at like the edge of a fucking building. He's gonna go fucking like jump in he's gonna kill himself, right? He's gonna fucking throw himself off a ledge, and Victor like sneaks up on him basically, and he's like, oh, what are you? I don't know how to do a Victor voice, but like, oh, what are you doing, right? And Jace sort of has like and it's like breathing really heavily, and then you can tell the next line is a different take. You know, like there's like a hard disconnect between like, oh, the one moment he's like panting and the other moment he's not, right? And That never happened during this movie. Not once, as far as I can tell. And if it did, I genuinely didn't notice because it fucking holy shit, you know? I think the closest ever in the movie would have been like Bumblebee maybe. Because here and there he was like, I was actually kind of impressed. I will say I was actually really impressed with like how well they handled Bumblebee, because I figured he would be like kind of annoying, I guess, you know? And I think checking on some of the trailers now, it's sort of like, yeah, they wanted to like Marvel humor or whatever, right? Just a little bit. But there was also a moment where, and you know, I don't know if this is in the trailers, I haven't checked all of them, but fucking a little bit of a spoiler, I guess, sort of, kind of, not really. There's a moment where he's like walking up by like Alita 1, I think, and is just like yapping, and he's like, oh, I'm badassatron, and he does it like once, and then he does it twice, and he's gonna go do it the third time, and I'm like, oh, okay, oh good lord, we're doing this, all right. And then Alita 1's just like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, shut up. And I thought that was really cool. Just like, not like the fucking. I thought it was cool that they like recognized that it would get really fucking annoying and actually like wrote a joke that wasn't just like, oh, he's just like So I know Bumblebee gets his vocal cords ripped out like at some point in the future. I think it's because he's not gonna like sell out his friends or something like that. I don't fucking know. I kind of appreciate that they made him a little bit annoying, so that I'd be like, almost like, I'd feel almost like on. I don't know who rips out his vocal cords, but I assume it's like Megatron or something. Fucking, so that I'd be a little bit on Megatron's side of like, oh, thank God he's not talking anymore. I think they did a good job of like, sort of building that up a little bit. That was pretty neat. Also, before I get onto like the tiny, I have like 2 gripes with the movie, and they're not even really like gripes, honestly, and like the second one definitely isn't. The second one's just like, oh, here's how I think this could have gone. Maybe I think this would have been cool. That being said, fucking, if anybody knows, because I'm fucking way too lazy to look it up, how did, like, what the fuck is up with the like Transformer names? How do they get that shit? Because fucking, like, you got Orion Pax, which is almost like a human name. And you got fucking you got D16, which is fucking, I think he's named after like a mining sector or something like that. And I know how he gets Megatron. I know how he gets that. But then it's also like, and I know there's Bumblebee's like B fucking some number, and then there's what the fuck is Alita 1? Huh? And then also like, are people born with like Starscream? Is that like I know Starscream's kind of like, the whole thing is like, oh, he's like a oh yes, master, I'm your humble little Igor or whatever, and then he's like getting fucking shit kicked out of him or whatever. But like, was he like made with that name? Because that's kind of fucking awesome, honestly. Like, that you just get crazy. I know like Shockwave, for example. I don't know if Shockwave had that name. I think he had a different name before, because I think they like fucking lobotomized him or something. They like turned him into like a fucking. This is like other Transformers lore, I think. They like fucking did some funky shit to him, but like being born with the name Starscream has gotta fucking rock. At least, you know, until it becomes like synonymous with being like a little fucking worm guy. But you know, pretty cool anyway. So anyway, tragically, this movie was not in fact perfect, and though I would rate it at like a permanent 7, like it wouldn't ever go lower than that, but it also wouldn't go higher than that. It wouldn't go higher than that. So I'm gonna talk about the 2 gripes I have. One of them's not really a gripe, and the other one, I don't even know if I would call this a gripe, but yeah. So anyway, I guess spoilers for anybody who hasn't watched the movie. Go watch the movie. This is not a joke. This is not an exaggeration. This is not a bit. Genuinely, really good movie. Well worth your time. Go watch the movie. So, my first gripe. I think when Megatron puts on his like raincoat and fucking steps out into the rain and starts singing and says, "Oh, I'm in La La Land," I thought that was pretty odd. Now, anyway, onto the actual fucking thing. If you genuinely like, spoiler warning or whatever. A little bit. The first gripe isn't really spoil. Go watch the movie first. Then, first gripe. I think, weirdly enough, movie's too short. I know that's crazy, but hear me out. It moves at like a almost like a breakneck pace for the entire movie. We're like in places for like 5 minutes. We get like a very quick overview of like Cybertron and stuff, just very quickly, like Icon City and this and that. And it's very, very, very fast, I guess. And while, don't get me wrong, while it definitely enthralled me and kept me, you know, from like, I was just like, gah, you know, I was like glued to the fucking thing or whatever. I almost kind of wish we had more time on like different parts of Cybertron, if that makes sense. Like, there were all these like fantastic fucking set pieces, and we only get to see them for like a minute, 2, you know, 3 here and there. Like, the fucking, I wish we got to spend more time either on like the surface of Cybertron or in Icon City or like near the race or something. Like, something, you know? More of Cybertron. It's such a cool fucking place, and it's, by the way, is it like another thing? I guess I don't know. Fucking, if somebody can tell me. Like, I know the one Transformer turns into the planet or whatever, and his like, I think it's probably his heart is the fucking source of energon or whatever. It's kind of what I think was going on, but is Cybertron just like built on a fucking like blue supergiant star basically? Because that's fucking insane. It's fucking really cool, but it's really insane. But I do wish we got to see more of it. And I think actually I'm trying to think, what was the other thing I was, Energon, Cybertron, Big Robot, fuck it, whatever. It was something else I was gonna say, but that's, I think my gripe there is genuinely I wish we had more time on Cybertron and just got to spend like a few more moments with it, just to experience the world, because it's really cool. And the Quintessons, they are not, they're just like having a fun time, I guess. I don't, they're just still there. I hope they're in like another movie because they're kind of fucking freaky. They're like these big meatball guys, and I kind of dig their design. The one guy with the tentacles was like, I was like, oh, that's kind of freaky. And actually, oh, the thing I was gonna say, it's, the movie is all on Cybertron, and you know, like you kind of have like a weird thing of like, oh, the bots without cogs or whatever, they're kind of short, and then there's the Transformers who are taller, and then there's the Primes who are even taller than them, and then there's like, you know, the Quintessons who are actually kind of around the same size as like a fucking Prime and some shit, and like Transformers as well, and you know, I think the movie does a really good job of like, oh, here's Cybertron, and I understand a little bit maybe why there's a lot of stuff involving Earth, because this movie does not communicate accurately like, oh fuck, these guys are like 30 feet tall. Like, even the fucking cogless bots are probably like 30 feet tall or something, and then the fucking Transformers are like, I don't know, 50, 60 feet tall, and then the Primes are fucking gigantic. Like, they are huge. They are the size of fucking buildings, and it's fucking, dude, it's so fucking, it's such a good fucking movie. Dude, holy shit, I love it so much. Oh my god, yeah, anyway, so that's, first gripe is I wish the movie was a little longer so we could have more of Cybertron and fucking Transformers and shit. God, it's such a good fucking movie. I realized actually the movie also like answered my question. I think I always had the question of like why the Autobots always fucking suck in battle, like why they always get their asses kicked. Like it's like one Decepticon per like 7 Autobots or something like that. And I was always like, why are they so shit? They always fucking die. And yeah, so it turns out the reason is because the fucking Autobots just like, they literally have never held a gun in their life, versus the fucking Royal Guard who've been fighting like a guerrilla war against the planetary order and a fucking intergalactic like invasion force for like 50 fucking years. It's like, oh yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense that the fucking, you know, the like actually elite professional soldiers would actually be like worse, or no, better than the Autobots or whatever the fuck. So that answered my question there. Really cool though. It's just like, it's like a lot of stuff that's not like overtly stated, but you kind of get it in the end. The second gripe I have isn't necessarily a gripe. This one's more like, I think the ending was, I think this is maybe also to do with like the runtime, but I think the ending was like maybe a little teensy weensy bit rushed. I felt like, I think if because obviously there's the moment where Megatron shoots Optimus Prime, the fucking blows a fucking hole in his chest, and he like grabs him or whatever, and he's like, I'm done saving you or whatever. But I think if instead of that he had like genuinely like tried to hold on, he was like, no, and then fucking Optimus like you know, slipped, basically fell, and he's like, fuck, and then I think then he turns around, he looks at Sentinel, and I think he's like, you, and then his fucking eyes go red. I think that would have been a little better. And then I think him having like, I think if like he did that and then sort of went on and sort of had a moment where he like rips Sentinel Prime in half, rips the fucking thing out of his chest, and he's like, you know, like, yeah, like victory or whatever. I think if he had a moment where he's like, oh fuck, what have I done? Oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck. But then he's like, you know, there's all the people expecting, he thinks Optimus Prime is dead or whatever, and then he does the whole like, I am Megatron, and I think then if Optimus came back and was like, what have you done? And Megatron sort of turned to him and was like, oh, and of course everything turns up Orion packs, always Orion packs, nothing ever goes wrong. And then if Optimus Prime, I think, had tried to like reach out to him like a few more times before like immediately banishing him, and then, you know, like their fight or whatever, and then he gets banished or whatever. I think a little bit more there would have done really well. But overall I did quite like the ending, and that's you know where my favorite fucking song in the whole fucking movie plays as well. God, it's such a good fucking movie. Honestly, I honestly like really kind of watch it again. I kind of want to watch it again because it was just, oh god, it's fucking, dude, I love big robots. I love the big robot and the robot goes clank clank and it goes and the guns and shit. Dude, I kind of hypothetically love Transformers like a lot. This shit fucking like this shit fucking rocks. It's such a good movie. I think I'll probably put like a fucking thing of like, oh, skip to here for not spoilers or whatever. Earlier on in the video, and so I'll probably say like right about now, if anybody's come back to here. If you haven't watched the movie, go watch the movie. If you have watched the movie, yeah, it's really fucking good, ain't it? It's really cool. Quite liked it. And I think that's basically everything I have to say about the movie. I'm probably gonna try and maybe put like, I want to kind of illustrate what I wanted to, like the second kind of gripe thing. So I might try to draw something for that. We'll see. And yeah, it was a pretty cool movie. Thanks for watching. I don't know when I'm gonna make my next video. It's probably gonna be on Lancer. If you don't know Lancer, holy shit, Lancer is fucking peak. Holy fuck. That being said, Toodle.